But what I'm going to say is true to the heart, but it is a little, fancy because we want to get this out because we think it's important.
Go for it.
Tea Party, to me, and to our campaign, has been extremely critical. It started out 6 months ago in January, going to our first meeting, and I think I went to, do you remember which one?
Yeah, it was the East Valley Super Bowl.
Was that the first one?
That was the first one.
So from there, we've done 5 to 10 per week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. CD3, CD5, CD6, all over the place to get a pulse on the American people because you guys are my neighbors. And going to Washington, it's important your legislature represents the neighbor. So that's why we've been doing this. So to summarize, we've come up with a pledge that I want to pass out. We don't have enough copies, so if you guys can share, we can make some more. This is our official Tea Party pledge, and there's 2 parts to this. The initial paragraph basically says, going to Washington, I'm going to do 2 things. The first thing is, many of you probably know there's now a Tea Party Caucus in the House of Representatives. Is everybody aware of that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. That'll be one of the first things to do is to join that caucus because I'm assuming they're going to be of like minds at the DC level. Now that's going to kind of give me the capability of working on a national scale with the Tea Party movement. But to me it wasn't good enough, and we've been talking now amongst some of you for the last 3 weeks about something local. That's part 2. We're going to form immediately a Tea Party Advisory Committee. That would start in January too. And essentially that would be local Tea Party leaders or representatives from whatever area, 5, 3, and 6, or all Arizona, I don't care. But Tea Party leaders that we would get together hopefully monthly every 6 weeks. And we can then talk about critical issues and start working on policy together. And this could be a 2-way street. I'll give you my example that I used before. Let's say I'm having a problem in DC on a border issue, and we're having a problem with a congressman in California. I would hope then our assembly here, our advisory group, can then get together with some of the Tea Party leaders in California and go work with that particular congressman. So if you really look at these 2 steps here, the caucus in DC at the national level is going to hopefully interact me with some other congressmen that are worth the Tea Party movement. And then this comes up as the local regional level. These 2 things now can start functioning very well together. And to me, it could be a 2-way street of information. Lee may come up with a big idea that he thinks is important to the grassroots movement, and he can funnel that up to Washington. But from a Tea Party point of view, I think it adds credence to going forward. Up until now, to me, the Tea Parties have been a lot about education, which is great, and trying to get some candidates into different political offices. But the mission beyond that, to me, was a little murky. This kind of solidifies that. Now, all of a sudden, the Tea Party movement has a permanent home by keeping representatives in check and working with them collaboratively going forward. So that's where this pledge came up, and it's important that we did this because it shows you where I think we are going as a Tea Party group.
All right. Thank you.
And that second part, I think, is going to start talking more and more representatives. Or if you talk to your friends across the country, this might be a pledge that other representatives or other candidates could take on themselves, especially the ones that join the caucuses. So if there's 10 people in the caucus or 20 people in the caucus, if they all had advisory committees, it's going to be extremely powerful as opposed to just 20 people sitting in Washington at Domino's Pizza talking about issues.
Right.
That was what I wanted to talk about. It was one of the main reasons to bring you out today in addition to our strategy meeting. Anybody have any questions?